So we're talking about solving equations a lot, and sometimes you're going to solve an equation where the variable here is being squared, and so what you need to do is get rid of the squared. Now the opposite of squaring, or the inverse of squaring, is square rooting. So what we'll do is we'll take the square root of both sides. Now whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other to keep it balanced. So when you do that, the square root and the square root cancel, and you just get an x equals. Now the square root of 4, we all know, is 2. The problem is that's not the only answer, because I'm trying to find all solutions for this x right here. And guess what? If I square a 2, I get 4. Yes, that's true. But what if I square a negative 2? If I square a negative 2, I also get a positive 4, which means I should also have negative 2 as an answer. And instead of always writing 2 and negative 2, it gets kind of redundant and annoying to write that. Mathematicians have come up with this symbol that is a plus and a minus, one on top of the other. And what that means is it could be a positive 2 or a negative 2, and it's two different answers. So that plus and minus, the plus is for the positive, the minus is for the negative, and it counts for two different answers. So let's look at another example. So if I look at this example here, I need to square root both sides. And when you square root both sides, once again, the square root and the square root are going to cancel. So you'll just get an x equals. But the 72 is a little bit of a problem because it's not a perfect square, but it does have a perfect square in it. See, 72 is 36 times 2. And I can split that up in the square root of 36 and the square root of 2. Now the square root of 36 is 6, and I still have the square root of 2. And so the only thing left on this problem, because I've simplified the square root as much as I can, the only thing left is that I need to do that plus or minus again, like we always have to do whenever you square root both sides, whenever you do this blue business that I've been doing here, whenever you do that, you have to have plus or minus in your answer. So then our last example here is this x squared plus 5 equals 30. Before I square root both sides, I need to get the x squared by itself. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Now when I do that, I get x squared equals 25. Now x squared equals 25. I'm almost done. I want to get rid of the squared, so I square root both sides. Square root and squared cancel. Because I square root of both sides, I need a plus or minus. And then I have the square root of 25, which is just simplified to 5. So there's my answer.